Compiler behind the scene. How does compilation work? How many phases are there in compilations?
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are good and fine. So today we are going to cover this compilation process of compiler. So here we will discuss how compiler works. So basically compilation is a process to convert our source program into a machine level instruction. So like if we have some high level languages, or in C is a middle level language, so uh, we can say it middle level language also. So this source code, how does this source code work in machine language, machine level hardware? So basically we let's give me an example. So as we know, we have some instructions like this is our preprocessor. Why my keyboard is not working? Printer. So this is our program. So this is the program uh, in high level language in C. So but our hardware understand only the form of 0 and 1. So for every character, uh, in machine level instruction, we have a respective symbols, we have a respective binary code for every symbol, like for has, include, and something like that. So it is more complex to write a program in machine level instructions. So to overcome this, we use high level language and a compiler. So compiler converts this code into the form of 0 and 1. So how does this process work? So we are discussing it now. So so uh, first of all, we have actually to convert our source code into machine learning instruction, we have three four or five phases. Four are mainly used, and one is not not a important one, but we use loader as a mm, default one, like. So, so the main four component for compilation are: first one is processor preprocessor, sorry. And the second one is compiler, and third one is assembler. and the fourth one is linker, and the last one, and we generally we don't count this one, but it is also necessary to execute our code. So these are the four phases or steps. These are the four component to perform our compilation. So this is the phases of compiler. So compiler itself comes under it. So this preprocessor, what does this preprocessor do? uh, let's understand one by one. So let's first take preprocessor. So this preprocessor converts our source code. uh, our source code, these are suppose we have this program, and what does this preprocessor do? Let me share you. So first one is preprocessor. So we have four functionality of preprocessor. So first of all, it will remove all the comments. Okay, so first one will be comments removable. So this preprocessor removes all the comments present in this processor. So before this preprocessor, it also check for if our program is syntax our program syntax is uh, right or not. If we get an if this preprocessor check and find some error, so this program will not execute. So first of all, it will check for syntax and structure, like uh, if we add this print statement before int or something like that, so we will get an error. So this is the process of preprocessor. So this will check for comment, and then it will check for expansion of macro, and included file. Actually, this is the so if our program contain anything, like if we include some file name or macros over here, so this will process this, this will expansion, this will convert that, this will include all the files and functions into our program. And the fourth one is conditional compilation. Like percentage, oh sorry, hashtag define something, and if as, which we talk earlier in our videos. So it will check for conditional compilation also. So actually it will check for all the header section, okay, and comments basically. So it will take care of these four functionality. Now let's come to our second part. And yes, so after this processor, it will create a file uh, which will contain the expanded code. So all the functions of studio.h, and all the functionality of conditional compilation and expansion, and files, the content of included files like functions or everything will be expanded to the code. So this will create a if we pass a let's suppose, let me show you, we have a file.c code. Okay, so then okay, so this will convert this file.c into file.i. So this will create a extension. This will create a file with extension of I. Yeah, so preprocessor does this. So after this preprocessor, we have compiler. So what does this compiler do? This will take this file.i as an input and converts that expanded code into assembly code. So uh, actually assembly level instruction can be understand by only assembler. So this will understand the code after this compilation compiler process. So what does compiler do? So it will generate assembly level instruction. Okay, so it will generate assembly level instruction, and so this will convert this uh, so this will convert i.i file as a input, and convert the second one. Let me write dot. Sorry. So it will generate a file.a. File.a, or it may be file.s. Actually these extension depends on the OS. So this will generate this file.a and file.s depends on the operating system which you are using. And then we have to then this assembler will take this file.s as an input, and it will process the code, and it will generate a machine level instructions. Okay, so yeah, so this will create machine level instructions, or you can see it object code. Okay, so let me write over here file dot s, and this will generate file dot I. Okay, and assembler will generate file dot obj and file dot o. So these extension depends on operating systems. As we can see that this O will be generated on a Unix platform if we are using GCC compiler, and this OBJ extension will OBJ extension will be get by Windows operating systems. So DOS basically. So these are the extension extension dependent upon the operating system on which you are compiling your source code. So this assembler will take this assembly level instruction as an input and convert this assembly instruction set to object code. So then this code will move to linker. So now we have file.obj or file.do. Okay, so we have these files. So what does this linker do? Linker. Okay. So linker is a plays very important role for this compilation process. So these are this will link all the libraries like if we are including some files or this standard input output header file. So this linker will add all the functionality of this library into the object code. Like it will not convert the all the functions like printf and scanf function into the object code. So whenever you generate an object code, so it will not being executed by machine. We have to link some other libraries to execute the source code. Like for printf function, we have to link some additional code to the program. So this will add all the libraries to execute the program into this object code. So we can say that it combines the code of library files with the object code of our program. Okay, now we will get our file with a.out and or file.exe extension. So yeah, so this linker will add all the libraries those are necessary to execute our program, and it will compile all the files. It will combine all the libraries, files, functions, everything to the object code of our program, and it will generate a file.out for Unix. Let me write over here. DOS. So yeah, so this linker will generate a file. Let me write over here also. File.out or file.exe. So this linker will generate file.out and file.exe. Okay, so now our program is ready to execute, but the main thing is uh, how we can load this file for execution. So here we use loader. So loader will load the exe file or a.out for Unix into the loader, and then our program will execute. Then our loader will loader, and then our execution take place. Okay, so this is the process how our C program converts into the machine level instructions. So let's discuss it one by one again. So in preprocessor, first of all it will remove our commands. Sorry, first of all it will check for the syntax error and structural error in the program which we write. If it doesn't find if it doesn't find any error, then it will move to the next step. It will remove all the comments present in our program, and then it will expand our macros and included file and some conditional compilation which will check for macro names. So these are the functionality of preprocessor. Then we will get a expanded file with the extension .i. So this file will not remove. It will after the execution of program, you will get all the files: file.c, file.i, file.s, and file.o, obj, anything, and exe also. So all the file will be present in your execution directory. So after this command, you will move to compiler phase. Here this compiler will accept file.i as an input file, and it will generate assembly level instructions to the program, uh, and it will create a file for which will contain assembly level instruction with the extension of file.s, and this file.s only can be understood by assembler. No one can understand the assembly instructions. So assembler will take this file.s as an input, and it will convert this assembly level instructions to machine level instructions or object code. So object code is a machine like instructions. So it will generate the object code, and this object code is not ready to execute because we didn't add some libraries. So after this object code creation, linker will accept this object code, and it will add some code by on for libraries, and it will add libraries code and some libraries files which are going to use for execution our program. So it will combine all the code into our object code itself, and generate a final executable format for our program. So it may be file.out and file.exe, file.out for Unix and file.exe for DOS compiler. So now our file is ready to go. So this loader will load the file into our execution department, and then it will get executed. So this is the process how this file.c work. I hope you like it. Please subscribe our channel and stay tuned for upcoming videos. Thank you so much.